Wagwan, my people. So today I want to talk about fat loss, and this topic, it's very fascinating. So you have to pay attention. You know, when you want to lose weight, you cannot just rely on going to the gym. That's one thing you guys need to know. As in, what I mean is, when you're going to the gym, you're not going there to lose weight. I know I'm disappointed some of you, yeah, but here's the thing. So what you're going to do in the gym, you're going to build stimulus, okay? Regardless whether you want to build on your cardio or strength and physique, so you're going to build and create a stimulus from lifting weights, you understand? And then this stimulus has to adapt. It has to adapt to this stress. So for it to adapt properly to this stress that you're subjecting your muscles to, it has to be pounded on consistently. So you can't go to the gym for 1 month and expect exponential amount of growth. No. So it has to be progressive, you understand, for it to be effective or for you to be efficient in your workout, because you're trying to create a habit. It's a new habit. In short, so you have to stimulate your muscles and they have to adapt to that stimulus, and you have to be frequent in this adaptation and stimulating of muscles. Hands down. That's how you build muscles. But after you've built muscle, you have to go home, you have to rest. So when you rest, you repair tissues and the broken muscles. You also have to sleep or recover. So when you're talking about recovery, the active recovery, it has to play a huge role, because when you're walking, let's say today you did biceps or legs or whichever, and then you're sore as fuck, so you decide to say, maybe next day approaches, you're feeling sore, so you can't go and tackle those muscles. You'll have to let them recover, because soreness is an indicator that you haven't recovered well. So you'll have to go for a walk, you have to go for swimming, you have to do something that it's a form of recovery, but it's not putting strain as a stress on your joints, on your muscles. So that's how we do active recovery. So one thing you need to know, when you're going to the gym, you're going to build a stimulus. That's when stimulating your muscle, it has to adapt to that stress. And now you have to be frequent in stimulating your muscles. That's why you normally say, try to hit your muscles at least 2 to 3 times in a week. Same muscles. The problem with most people, they are doing bro splits. So they are doing chest, tomorrow back, next day squats, But if I were you, I'll do upper body on 2 days upper body, 2 days lower body. You know how to spread those days. You'll yield better results as opposed to a person who is only doing Monday chest, Tuesday shoulders, Wednesday back. You got what I mean? Based on studies for the doubting Thomases. That is number 1. That's how you build muscles. Number 2, when you're in the gym, you're not burning a lot of calories. FYI, you're only burning roughly 300 to 1,000, depending on the level of fitness you at. So we have beginners, intermediate, and advanced. Beginners, it means because of they cannot tolerate soreness, DOMs, and all that, so they'll have to go slowly on their workouts. For the advanced athlete, they'll have to add in some bit of weight for in terms of stimulating, for the muscle now to get better volume. For athletes, advanced athletes like me, I've been in the game for more than 6 years, so I've what we call muscle maturity, I've what we call metabolic adaptation, and everything else that it's related to muscle growth. You get? Now that's how you build muscles. So you cannot rely on just gym when you want to build muscles. You also have to put your nutrition on point, your recovery on point, because when you're recovering, it's now when the muscles are being built. Because when you're in the gym, you're just tearing them apart, you're just toning them, you're just breaking muscles. That's what you do in the gym. And then when you go home, you recover through eating well and rest. So woe unto you who always train Monday to Sunday with 0 rest days in between. Because from what I've just explained, you have seen that recovery plays a huge role when it comes to building muscles. Same applies to nutrition. So you have to look at your checklist. Is your nutrition on point? Are you getting enough macros? Tick. Are you getting enough recovery? Tick. Are you getting quality session? Tick. So if all these 3 things I've mentioned, they are at par with regards to building muscles, now you need to be patient. Because whatever you have just done, it needs frequency. You cannot just rely on, say, oh, I only train for 1 month and then after 1 month I disappear. If you disappear, even the gains disappear with you. So it has to be a lifestyle actually. So you have to make sure you're not missing, like out of 1 month, at least you're training for 12 days. Spread them out. 12 days if you want good results. 12, not even 2, 12. Yeah? So 12, I mean, you're training thrice in a week. And if you're training thrice in a week, don't do chest, legs, back. Don't do that. Do full body, full body, full body. Because you have seen, for your muscles to adapt to this stimulus, it needs frequency, and it needs there's a word that is coming and going. Like your muscles need to adapt to that stress. So this stress, for it to be effective, it needs frequency. Frequency of 3 days minimum. You get? So in a month, make sure you have trained at least 12 times in a month. So it means thrice in a week for you to see changes. That is when good things like protein muscle synthesis happen. Now, protein muscle synthesis is also related to adaptation in this stress. So if you have adapted well in this stress that you're subjecting your muscles to, when you're eating, I spoke about nutrition, the food that you have eaten, especially the protein, they'll play a huge role in this activity that you've done, because now the protein will be absorbed with those muscles from the activity that you've done. That's how now you build muscles, because of that so-called bioavailability. Bioavailability is how quickly a protein can be absorbed by tissues or by the bloodstream and by the way absorption normally happens, That is number 1. So when you're eating carbohydrates, it gives you strength to go and lift heavy weights. Protein, repairing your tissues and building muscles. Fats, energy. You get? So fats, it's always like a storage for energy, so that when you're going to the gym, you get that energy to push harder than yesterday. I hope I've made sense. So that's how you build muscles. Yes, this topic is so broad because we can also speak about hormones. We can also speak about, enzymes. We can speak about body type and genetics. You see? So, also your body will respond better if you have good genetics. Just know that. A person who has good genetics, that person is a badass in the gym. He can tell you do A, B, and C, and if you do A, B, and C, you'll not see results because of your genetics. I told you about steroids. So steroids help you also in this so-called, if you have poor genetics, it will just try to beautify your genetics. I spoke about recovery. Steroid helps you in recovery. It does not help you in increasing muscle mass. Muscle mass comes in from stimulating your muscles to de-stress, from nutrition, from recovery. Now steroid just enhances this so-called recovery. So if you have to recover after 72 hours, after 48 hours, steroid will minimize that period to maybe 10 hours or less. So that's the beauty behind steroids. So when you're doing crazy amount of lifts, you're training for over 3 hours or 2 or so. Hey, your body is not stupid, my friend. Your body will only take 1 hour of training. So the rest becomes detrimental. So just know, your body, it's all about How smart are you in your workouts? You know, that's why we came up with effective form of training. We said you need to train for 1 hour. You need to do this number of sets. You need to train only 3 exercises. So if you're doing chest, look for 3 exercises for chest, not 5, 3. If you're doing legs, 3. If you're doing shoulders, 3. If you're doing back, 3. So if you're smart, if you're training maybe a full body, you'll say I'll do 3 sets of legs, whichever thing you want to do, maybe quads, hamstring, glutes, 3 sets only. 3 sets of back, 3 sets of chest, 3 sets of shoulder, 3 sets of arms. 5 exercises in that session, and you go home. And then on Wednesday, you repeat the same thing you did on Monday. Or now this time round, you can say, I did bench press. Now today I'll do dumbbell press, incline. I did military press. This time round I'll do lateral raises. I did squats. This time round I'll do leg press or I'll do lunges. I did seated row. This time round I'll do lat pull down. You see, I did preacher curl. This time round I'll do standing alternating curls. I did push downs. This time round I'll do dips. You see how you create a workout. And then on Friday again, you do something else. You say, Monday, Wednesday I did dumbbell press. This time round I'll do cable flies. I did lateral raises. This time round I'll do rear delts. I did lat pull down. This time round I'll do bent over row. I did lunges. This time round I'll do maybe squats or split squats. I did alternating curls. This time round I'll do what? I'll do barbell curls. I did dips. I'll do push down now. That's how you build a program. You imagine if you do that, that person who is doing a broad split is doing Monday chest, Tuesday shoulder, Wednesday legs, Thursday whatever. My friend, beat by 100% because now you're subjecting your muscles to this stress. Now it's adapting to this stress because it is trying to, it's just your muscles will grow when it adapts to that stress. No, your frequency does matter. So a person who is training thrice in a week, full body, will get better results than a person who is doing a broad split. We have so many forms of splits. We have full body, we have push-pull. So if you're doing push-pull, it's about, you say Monday, I'll do push. So chest, shoulder, triceps. Tuesday, I'll do pull, back and rear delts, and maybe hamstrings. Wednesday, I'll do legs. So I'll do quads and glutes. And then Thursday, again, I repeat push. I do chest, shoulder, triceps. Back, I'll do again rear delts, back, hamstrings. Friday, I'll do legs. I do quads and glutes. You see, your body, definitely, it will respond better. I can tell you for free than that person who is only hitting legs 1 time in a week. We have upper body, lower body. Upper body means you're doing back, chest, upper body, back, chest, shoulder, arms, nini. Lower body Tuesday. You rest on Wednesday because you need recovery. Again, upper body, lower body. So upper body can be, you say, I'll only do chest, back, shoulders, and triceps. Upper body. Lower body, you do legs and biceps and calves. Rest on Wednesday. Again, Thursday, you repeat the same. Friday, you rest. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you do the gym. We have another one which is called posterior, anterior. So, posterior means Monday, I do posterior. Posterior is back. So, on Monday, I'll do anterior. I'll do chest, I'll do quads, I'll do biceps, and I'll do shoulders. Shoulders, frontal delts and lateral delts. Okay? Tuesday, posterior. I'll do back. So, rear delts, back, triceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves. Because Monday I did quads. You get what I mean? Say, Wednesday you can decide to rest or do something. Thursday, same thing. Friday, same thing. We have another one known as push-pull, upper body, lower body, anterior, posterior, full body, I think those are the major splits that are out there. Kama kuna zingine I've forgotten, but these are the major ones that we know. Sindio? That's how you tailor down a program. Haya. Speaking of sets, I've already told you how many sets you need to do. Sets, you're only doing 3 sets to 4. 3 to 4. Any 4 you have gone overboard. And then repetition, anywhere close to failure. But now we have something known as strength, hypertrophy, and endurance. So for strength, hypertrophy, and endurance, it's another fascinating thing. For strength, they say that you need to do anywhere between 1 to 5 reps. No, don't do that. Make sure, okay, not like that, don't do that. The reason why they say that you do 5 reps maximum is because you're trying to preserve form and posture and this technique. So if you go heavy, because for strength you have to train at least 80% of your 1 rep mark, and you have to increase load, not reps. When you're increasing load, try to increase load and it will not compromise your form. That's why they said go for 5, because if you go above 6, you start compromising your form. So the reason why they came up with these numbers at 5 reps for strength is because you're training at 80% of your 1 rep mark, and again you don't want to compromise your form. So it's 80 to 100%. That is strength. Sindio? For hypertrophy, you're training for 70%. So it is between 60 to 75% hypertrophy. So repetition, you'll get a good physique if you go anywhere between 8 to 12 repetition. Why? Because you want to there's amount of load that you need to lift if you want to get this type of physique. If you're not focusing on load, there's a certain time and attention that you need to have if you want to attain this physique. So when it comes to progressive overload, again, there's a way that you need to know. We have load, we have sets, we have reps, and we have tempo. 3 things. Load. Now load, it means the weight you're putting in on the bar. Sets. So if you're doing 3 sets, you can say let me add +1 to make it 4. Still progressive overload. Repetition. You're doing 10, you can say let me do 12. Just those 2 reps do matter. Tempo. If you're doing this, you can say let me do this slowly. Progressive overload. You understand? In regards to hypertrophy. Now we have endurance. Endurance, they said again, is anywhere between 15 to 20 reps. So you can say this. If I'm doing chest is a compound exercise. I'll focus on strength. I'll do 5 reps of heaviest lift. If I'm doing cable flies, I'll do anywhere between 8 to 12 reps. Hypertrophy, I need aesthetics. If I want endurance, I'll do push-ups. You know, the way I've just explained. So you'll say Monday is strength, Tuesday, or rather you say Monday I'll focus on strength, chest. Tuesday I'll focus on legs, strength, squats. Friday I'll focus on squats, deadlift, back. Okay, so when you are addressing on accessories, that's when you'll come up with this so-called 8 to 12, 15 to 20 accessories. But for the compound lift, anything that you're using barbell, you say strength. Anything that you're using cable, you say hypertrophy. Anything that you're using body weight, you say endurance. That's how I can create a program. I hope I've not confused you. But I also hope I've made some sense. So don't extend your session more than 1 hour if you have a good program. Use the principle of supersetting. So if you're doing chest press, malizana na chest press, go to shoulder, to back. No, you're doing push-pull, 2 opposing muscles, okay? So you're doing bench press, I'm done doing bench press, kimbia, go and do lat pull down. Malizana na that set. When you're doing shoulder press, go and do biceps curl. When you're doing legs, go and do triceps. No. When you can even put it in a tricep. Like tricep means back to back. Tricep is like you're doing shoulders, you're doing biceps, and you're doing, let's say, pull or calves. So you're hitting them back to back. You have giant set. You're saying, I'll do 4 exercises back to back. I'll do chest, I'll do lat pull down, I'll do triceps extension, I'll do calf raises. Hit them back to back. You get? So we have superset, tricep, and giant set. All in the name of trying to maximize on that 1 hour. 1 hour is a lot if you maximize on it. You get? So guys are like, I don't believe in superset, I don't believe in tricep. You don't believe in those things because you don't know how to program yourself. But as I told you, we have data and statistics. So if you're using data and statistics, it shows us that if you work two opposing muscles, you'll get better results. The problem with you guys is that you are so pessimistic and you're not just patient. And you don't want to try it. You want to try it for 1 day. Try it for 3 months. You see if this thing makes sense. You know, if you are creating a program, you cannot create a program and say, after 1 week, that program was not effective. No, you have to give it time for it to see that it was shitty or effective. Give it at least 8 to 12 weeks for you to judge it. So before you judge it, make sure you have tried it for those number of weeks. You get? So, what else haven't addressed? So I've addressed on how you build muscles. I've addressed on how to create a workout program. I've addressed on different sorts of workout program, how many sets, reps, and sets, reps, and load that you can use when you are training. How hours you're spending in the gym do matter, and then programs that you can try when you're trying to build muscles and strength.